This is a Ramses quick tip which walks you through how to start a new proposal. From the Ramses home screen, simply click Start New Proposal. You will be taken to this general new proposal screen. Most of the time in Ramses, if you try to leave a screen, it will ask you if you want to save. On this particular screen, however, please bear in mind that you must click this Save button and with all the fields correctly entered, or it does not create the proposal. Once you've done that, you can leave, go away, come back some other time and finish, but this first screen must be done all at once. The first thing you encounter here is the funding agency. So we're going to search, you search for a particular funding agency. In this case, we'll search by endowment. We're trying to reach the National Endowment for the Humanities. Here we do indeed find it, but note if we had not found it, there is a setting down here that says organization not listed. You could click on that and simply free type the sponsor that you're attempting to apply to. In this case, we're going to choose the National Endowment for the Humanities. I've set up here on a separate tab the grants.gov record for the proposal that I'm going to use in this sample. So I'll be going back and forth with this page right here to pull specific information. The funding opportunity, or the sponsor application number, we found that here. The sponsor program name is also here. The URL for the sponsor guidelines is also found on this page. Since we're applying directly to the National Endowment for the Humanities, there is no prime funding agency. If, however, we were in a collaboration with another university and that university were the funding agency, then the prime funding agency would be the National Endowment for the Humanities. So prime funding agency is used when we are a second-tier recipient of funds. We're going to note, since this is the grants.gov application, that our address is via grants.gov, and the contact phone is found here as well. So, moving on, we're going to have a short project name. Here, this is simply a quick description of what the project is. There's an opportunity for a longer project name later on. So here we will choose test program. Cultural programming. We'll put a start date. We assume this can start just a couple months here in the future. We'll say it starts at the beginning of the fiscal year. You put in a chess code. And let's say that this is a public service. You simply choose the code that makes the most sense for your project. The proposal type, it's a new proposal. This is not a non-compete or renewal or revision in this case. In the award type, we anticipate that we will get a grant. The proposal will be submitted electronically to the sponsor because we are using grants.gov. But you can also select email or website or some other method. And we're going to say that that there is no call for any paper piece to be sent on to the sponsor. This is not an NSF SNAP proposal. And in this case, it is not a American Recovery and Reinvestment Act. That's the Stimulus Act. We're going to designate that, and pretend for the moment that we are applying for this out of the College of Fine Arts and Communications. We'll say that the Dean's Office is actually the School of Music will be the admin for this particular proposal. You should select whichever one makes sense for you. If there's another unit that you wish to add that does not have personnel coming from it, you would click on the Add Affiliate Centers. If you're going to name a person from that center as your as a colleague on this grant, then there's no need to use this affiliated center link. That's solely for units that will be affiliated that will not have personnel on the grant. Here you'll let us know what the deadline for the proposal is, and if there is a time 5 o'clock Eastern, and that this is a receipt deadline, not a postmark deadline. Lastly, there's if it were a renewal, you might put in what the fund number was before. So here you would type in the long title. Sorry. And you would click Save. Again, it's very important that you actually click Save. Now here, notice that at the top of the page there is red text which states that I have missed something. And so it says I need to enter a start and end date for the project. So I can see that you may have noticed earlier that I failed to enter an end date. So I'm going to come in and correct that. And come back and click Save again. And now there is no red text. I have an arrow stating that the general information screen has been filled out, and other areas of the other screens on the electronic IPF are now available to see. This is your cue that the proposal has been created and you can now go do something else if you need to. At any time when you come back to the home screen, that proposal will now be available in My Proposals, and we can see it right here. You click on there, and you get right back to Begin Again. Thank you very much.